a state of emergency. So that is an indication that things are not normal or how things are supposed to be. When I was here sometime last year, just before Christmas, now I'm here again, and observing situations as they unfold. This morning, because of the fact that we are in a state of emergency, I wish to take us back to a situation which transpired many years ago, as the director will put on the screen for us right away. So director, take me off and let me, which is on the screen. So I ask for those out there to share the consciousness. And this I have on screen is Black Power, State of Emergency Remembered. And I'll read a little excerpt for us to understand that we were in a state of emergency many, many years ago, when some of you all wasn't born as yet. And as I will use the term respectful in a respectful form by saying, while some of the young men was in sperm form in their father's back. And I'll read. Tuesday is the 45th anniversary of the state of emergency declared by Prime Minister Dr. Eric Williams as he tried to quell the Black Power revolution. I remembered well the start of the movement when university students staged a protest march in Port-au-Spain in solidarity with students of Canada's Sir George Williams University employed that at G.O.F. Huggins Company. I had a bird's eye view of the marchers as they descended on the building on South Quay, which housed the Canadian High Commission. So this state of emergency, ladies and gentlemen, is over 50 years ago. But as we read, this is the 45th anniversary of that particular state of emergency, but that was years ago. I'll read through just to bring an idea as to what transpired then. So it would lead to a build-up as to what caused the state of emergency. Conscious youths adopted African names as they identified with Black Power movement in America and human and civil rights struggles there. Leaders of the local government changed the Christian names from Geddes Granger to McCandle Dagger and Dave Dabu to Kafra Kambon. It became quite common to meet frontliners and conscious youths identifies as Ayagoro Ome, Embu Muhani, Musa, Anim Bankol, Kwasi Senghor, Dila Obika, Adebacha, Shaka Nakoshi, Esuma Olatunji, Tisera Malchedek, and Omata Gamba. Director, take me to the top again, please, sir. This I just brought out to indicate that this country's first state of emergency was over 45 years ago. And to date, I'm hearing this. Director, go to the next clip. So, ladies and gentlemen, keep in mind, this state of emergency under the PNM, the People's National Movement, was over 45 years ago. Share the consciousness as we listen to this clip.
137 people in custody now because of this 500 and something I told you about. They would have been charged, some of them, they go up, you know, and different things, because as the law that the member quoted from today says, you're not going to pick up somebody on emergency powers if it's for some trifling offense, obscene language or something else. The law says that. So even though you arrest, you charge, they go about their normal business, and you maintain your focus on the gang operators.
The government has sought to make it clear that the state of emergency, which took effect on December 30th, 2024, does not restrict public gatherings.
Ladies and gentlemen, I wish for us to see the headlines. Parent wants teen curfew. Parent wants teen curfew. We are under a state of emergency in 2025. There was also a state of emergency in the People's Partnership Government. I wish for us to share the consciousness this morning. I wish for you all to share the consciousness and understand and decipher and analyze where I'm going this morning. So I ask for you to share the consciousness. The very first state of emergency, the men of that era were full men, big men today. Some of them have died. Some of them are in their 80s, their 70s, and what have you. And today we are seeing a state of emergency because of the things in this country. Understand this. Share the consciousness. It would be remiss of me if I don't share certain things this morning before I go into the substantive matter on the state of emergency. So, Director, I want to ask you kindly, I send some slides for you if we go into the slides, and we'll come back to the state of emergency, ladies and gentlemen. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you will see on the screen, this, ladies and gentlemen, as we can see, is the same Taplin situation. Femme de Salette, the breakfast shed. Yes, share the consciousness. When I was here last, I did an interview with the landlord of the breakfast shed, which is Unicott, share the consciousness, and we were told that the place was going to be closed and refurbished. Well, we could see the grass is well pruned. Go ahead, Director. The grass is well pruned again. The place is well painted. Look at it. This place was closed down on the 23rd of December to spooch up, as we will use that term, share the consciousness. This is the finish after the cleanup was done, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to make it abundantly clear that I'm conscious of the fact that we are in a state of emergency. So I'll have to look how I speak and how I use my words. I have to be very circumspect. I have to be cautious. Because in the year when the state of emergency was enacted, sedition, the word sedition came up that time. That's how sedition was implemented. So I have to be very cautious as I speak this morning, as I present videos and photos. Go ahead, Director, just scroll through and I will speak. This is the breakfast shed. This, ladies and gentlemen, is works being done in the breakfast shed. And it was closed on the 23rd and is only Sunday gone. This place was worked on because it's supposed to be open for Monday. Allegedly so. Go ahead, Director, run the clips. This, ladies and gentlemen, the place is well painted. You could see in the background, you're seeing a gentleman there painting. You see people are working. As you can see, the place is well pruned. But look at the grass, neat and nice. Go ahead, Director, run through. Look at the works that is being done. And all this was on Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. This is the breakfast shed. I ask kindly, share the consciousness. Steve Antoine is not picking. Conscious talk is not nitpicking. Go ahead, Director. It starts with small things and generate into big things. All this was done on Sunday. Go ahead, Director, run through. We can see the place is well pruned, very nice looking, as we can see. We are seeing men working. This is in the interior, which looks fine. I hope that this breakfast shed would maintain and stay with the people who owns it. This is inside of the breakfast shed. This is inside of the breakfast shed. We can see. Go ahead, Director. I ask for you all to share the consciousness. This light, this is in the night. I spoke to the people in Unicott who maintains the breakfast shed, who are the landlord, where people I see is putting up about this private contractor, this and private. The Unicott, under the People's National Movement, is responsible for the breakfast shed. This light, go ahead, Director. You have some more clips. So I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, with all this being said, the breakfast shed, the tarpaulin remains the same. So the director could come by me until he fix up his fix-ups. So we have a little situation. Director, we're going with the hearing, the light, right? So I'm saying this is the billboard, that we will use that word, that advertises the breakfast shed. Share the consciousness. No one would tend to listen because he talking the same thing over and over and over for the last how much years. But I'll keep on speaking and hope for good results. Because yes, I'm seeing good results. They are repainting. They are doing other things. Go ahead, director, scroll. This is the condition after this place was painted. I think, yes, director. This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like, ladies and gentlemen. Director, parallel volume. I think this is a video I did with an interview. This place is under you. Right, put it at the beginning. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish for you all to share the consciousness as we play this video. Play this video on the same day. Look at this the condition of this place while people are working on it, and the tarpaulin remains the same. Share the consciousness. Go ahead, director. It was closed at 22, right? And it's supposed to open tomorrow. Only today you've seen all this work taking place.
But it's private contractor doing it?
No.
Government?
This place is under UDCOT. That is government.
Yeah, yeah.
And the people renting now, look at that, all they're doing is painting and what. All that is good. Look the grass on the side here. Well pruned.
Yeah.
But ma'am, what's the eyesore here? You tell me.
Yeah,
What is the eyesore?
the tarpaulin.
A blind man could see that.
Yeah.
So why they can't fix the tarpaulin, ma'am? Look all this curtain, white. Nice, beautiful. All that is good. But the tarpaulin is what I am speaking of.
It's very easy to change.
I hear you say.
It's very easy to change the tarpaulin.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So it does make me wonder if it's because, I didn't want to say that, but why is it this, it doesn't make sense to me.
So you're beautifying the building
And you know what I'm saying? In other words, you go in and get married with a brand new suit with a dirty sneakers on your foot.
Or dirty tie.
Or a dirty what?
Tie.
And I only say that because this is not the first time I speak on this issue and ask people.
Yeah.
I don't want it to look like I'm nitpicking.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, if you're cleaning up, do a proper clean, you know? Do a proper facelift.
Oh gosh, man, and this is that happened with the $4 million.
No. That is probably the cheapest thing to change.
The cheapest thing.
Yeah.
Because you don't even need that high up to change them tarpaulin.
No, they already have the wires at the
Ah,
top.
okay.
They just have to buy it and measure it and
I
hang
don't
it up.
understand why. It hurts me to see this. It genuinely does hurt me, and I know that's talk because I want to talk, you know.
Yeah,
It is
yeah.
bother me.
You see,
This is UDCOT. This is supposed to be government. And when I go in, I will go off course to see when millions and millions is being spent on situation and other thing where you can't account for. Why you can't spend at least 20 or 25,000 for you could account for this? And what would make it better, ma'am? You see in each cubicle, you advertise at least calypso, you know, the old time calypsonians, and you put, you know what I mean? So when
Yeah.
tourists come here, this is the waterfront. I have to
has
ride
some
there.
history, some character, yeah. It's true.
I appreciate your sentiments.
Okay,
I
no
do
problem.
appreciate, and I hope you don't mind me speaking about this situation here with you.
That's fine.
Yes?
Yes.
All the best to you and have a pleasant day, ma'am. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Every time I do an interview, there are random people which would be passing and I will interact. And they would say, first off is the tarpaulin. In this country, in this day and age. And when it reached a certain climax, you just can't speak about it because you tend to politicize the situation. Go ahead, director, with the clips as I speak this morning respectfully. This, ladies and gentlemen, I will now take you to a video. This video, so take me off, director, and put up this video for me, please. Start it from the beginning. This is Bergerac Road as we move on now to the Emancipation House, the old house. This is on Bergerac Road leading up. This is on the main. Look at the main road going up. You see all the business places here on the main. Take an idea where the emancipation house is. Look at this video. Share the consciousness. There are those who would pretend and didn't realize we are living in Trinidad and Tobago, where emancipation represents and reflects hundreds of thousands. Look where the emancipation house is. Look closely. Hold on. Wait for it. Wait for it. Share the consciousness. I ask for you to excuse the videos. So on your left right there, that is the emancipation house from the main road. This is a residential community. Share the next video, director. This is from the other end. You see, look at this. This is from the opposite end. This is from west heading east. The other one was from north heading east. West heading east, sorry. Look where the whole house is. Look. Look, emancipation old house, which was leased for how long in this country? And we have a state of emergency. And we want to put the teenagers under curfew. And leading up to this, the African, I wouldn't say African no more, the black people with woolly hair. Indian people could say they are Indians. Chinese could say they are Chinese. Lebanese or Lebanon could say they are Lebanese. But somehow, when you talk black people and you use the word African, people start to say, me I know African, because some only living in Lands Park and Federation, but you were black. We are African descent, and we are not holding parliamentarians or honorable members to account in this country for things like this. Go ahead, director, as I speak this morning. This emancipation house, look at this. Nothing cannot happen here in terms of business. It means that these people always have to depend on the government, whoever government is in charge, share the consciousness, for handouts. For handouts, ladies and gentlemen. And nobody has seen that. And the majority of people in crime today is the African descendant youth. Face the facts. The truth is the truth, and we cannot get away from the truth. We heard how much hundreds has been arrested, and I want to believe the same gentleman which was charged for sedition, we looked at those videos and pinpoint certain and go after them allegedly under the state of emergency. Young black men, when we had a state of emergency in the past with full men for human rights, where some of us could have worked in banks. That way that revolution, that situation was about. But today is because of gangsters, gangsterism, and youths. Go ahead, director. This, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to share a video this morning. This video. No, I don't want to put myself in any problem. This is in the public space. This video, as I'm showing you here, share the consciousness. This is Trinidad and Tobago. I was born in this country. I was born in this country. I never left this country for more than 3 or 4 weeks, and I've traveled extensively over the years. So I live here. I never left here. There are people who left here, who cursed this country, who left this country and come back in this country and feel they own this country to do what they want, how they want. This video I'm about to show, director, the one you could come back to me and fix yourself, director. When you get the video, I'm on screen right now, sir. Right. So this video is in the proximity of Trin City, in close proximity of a certain entity, which I will show you all in a while. The reason why I am showing this is because I heard on the news last night of a certain water company with a color who plans to extend their business by X amount of hundreds of square feet. So I'm only asking the question, is this the property? Is this the property? I traverse this country on a daily basis. And while I traverse this country, I look around because I believe I'm conscious enough to observe what is happening around me. While the Trinbago headquarters can't get this space yet, look at this property. And I'm not putting myself in any way to put myself in a position to be liable. Also, I'm just using this to show where we are as a people, as Afro-Trinidadians, black people with woolly hair, Africans, what we have in this country. And I'm not speaking of people's private property. I'm asking the question this morning, what was the criteria to get this land and how much was paid? Next clip, director. That is my question this morning. This property, this director, yes, this is the Pancho Bago headquarters. In close proximity of that space we just saw, all those acreage, can the Pancho Bago headquarters get their 11 point something acres where they don't have to depend on government? I am a single imbecile. I am a now come, yes, on radio, as you would say, but I ask for you all to share the consciousness and see where we were in a state of emergency, what it was for, and the human rights, and where we are today in a state of emergency and what it is for. This space, for some reason, cannot be owned by Pancho Bago. We heard the building was swapped. When you hear swap, it means you give something to get something. But I want to say it is alleged, yes, I have to use my words cautiously, share the consciousness, that Pancho Bago is renting from an entity which allegedly is owned by the Minister of Culture and the Arts. So if something is caught, I'm asking, was there something worked out so that the Pancho Bago headquarters don't have to spend money while they wait on the proposed Pancho Bago headquarters? And as I always say, I speak these things respectfully and consciously. This space here, where it has reached, where millions were spent, millions. Go ahead, director. Next clip, please, sir. This place, ladies and gentlemen, we can see what places they share the consciousness. Christmas flea market. This was around the Christmas. I ain't see nothing where the black people with woolly hair, the Afro-Trinidadian, or the African, whatever, all they want to choose, what we have to compete with this in this country. And I'm saying that respectfully. This property was also given. While we fight for politicians and politics and honorable members on a daily basis, while most of us fight against ourselves, fight amongst ourselves to divide and rule politics, this is what taking place in our country, and Pancho Bago can't get the spot. I'm so confused what's taking place in this country. Next clip, director. Look at this spot, eh? Keep it in mind. This is Baraka Grounds, yes. This is Baraka Grounds. Christmas. Monies was making here over the Christmas season. Share the consciousness. For some reason, state of emergency only reflects, allegedly, on black African people, black youths, and somehow economically, where is the balance? Where is the balance economically in this country? I ain't no black leader or no African leader or no kind of, as they're speaking consciously. While these people could have their business running 365 days a year, and if it is a leap year 366 days, 24-0, the breakfast shed can get a blasted tarpaulin removed so they could open their business to make some money. So the black African parents, who some of them had children where they can't get nothing, would not to go and hustle. Let me be real in this country. And I'm saying I'm conscious of the fact that we are under a state of emergency and I have to be very circumspect. But at the same time, I'm conscious of the fact what is taking place in my country where I was born, because I was a part of that curfew, that state of emergency in the 70s. I lived that. I passed through that. Yes, I could talk about that too. Because I also was South in power when they were heading up to say African and Indian unite. I was there. I was in all that. Share the consciousness this morning. Let me be real in this country. We're going into election. Yes, we're going to keep fighting. Next clip, director. Next clip. So, ladies and gentlemen, with all that said, I wish for us to go back where we had started. As I said, it would have been remiss of me if I didn't bring forward these clips, which represented the breakfast shed, the old house, what reflects on me over the years, the old breakdown house where no kind of business could take place, along with other things, the food court in the market. Yes. All these things will reflect African people, not to be Afrocentric, or black people, in this country where people want to say the PNM is a black people party. Well, it's black people voting in the majority for the PNM. And this is what we have to accept over the years, while people, the political acolytes, yes, I wouldn't give the definition. I already gave the definition, where political acolytes only cussing one another for politicians, party, race, and all them things. And we have to accept this. This was taking place in the country. So, director, play this clip for me as I will elucidate on this clip. Play this clip, director.
Parent made contact with me and suggested that we consider, and this is probably not the best place to say it, but I think it's worthy of mention, that we should consider a parent, supporting this effort, that we should consider a curfew for children, persons under the age of 17. You would have heard senior superintendent in charge of Tobago, the ACP, say children are being drawn into this. Within themselves, from 2022 to now, 52 youngsters below the age of 17 lost their lives in this country. 52.
Minister Hines, the outgoing MP for Laventille West, said he did not think the parents' suggestion is an unworthy call.
And this parent is saying this is a good opportunity. In light of all the achievements you all have had so far, in 2 weeks into the state of emergency, bring it on for the youngsters, keep them indoors. That parent thinks the measure will serve to reduce the risk of exposure to homicide. We saw in Tobago recently, 2 youngsters, one filming, the other one carrying another one, 15 years old to his death. The measure should assist in reducing the level of distraction of our country's juveniles from their attention and focus on their education.
Opposition leader.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, in case all was closing all your fridge, open all your fridge, or went to wind up all your car glass, I wish to reiterate. Go ahead, director.
Parent made contact with me and suggested that we consider, and this is probably not the best place to say it, but I think it's worthy of mention, that we should consider a parent, supporting this effort, that we should consider a curfew for children, persons under the age of 17. You would have heard senior superintendent in charge of Tobago, the ACP, say children are being drawn into this. Within themselves, from 2022 to now, 52 youngsters below the age of 17 lost their lives in this country. 52.
Minister Hines, the outgoing MP for Laventille West, said he did not think the parents' suggestion is an unworthy call.
And this parent is saying this is a good opportunity. In light of all the achievements you all have had so far, in 2 weeks into the state of emergency, bring it on for the youngsters, keep them indoors. That parent thinks the measure will serve to reduce the risk of exposure to homicide. We saw in Tobago recently, 2 youngsters, one filming, the other one carrying another one, 15 years old to his death. The measure should assist in reducing the level of distraction of our country's juveniles from their attention and focus on their education.
Opposition leader.
Ladies and gentlemen, parent want teen curfew. Is it fact or fiction? I do not know. But the Honorable Minister spoke about it in Parliament. A paper which more or less signifies a letter, what a parent sent to the Honorable Member, as I say, fact or fiction. But we say in teens, teenagers 17 and under, my God. Did we analyze that? Now, I want to share the platform if anyone chooses to call while I speak. 3420081, 4665391, I again repeat the numbers as we share the consciousness this morning. 342-0081 and 466-5391. We have a call. Go ahead, Director. Morning, caller.
Morning.
A pleasant morning.
It's able to share the consciousness. No, I didn't see your video. Are you talking about, let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Pisalan, that is where you call it, Mokoya? Where they're putting up that warehouse across the road? Answer me now, you play a clip that we can't see on the radio.
Make your contribution. You're supposed to do
but I asked that question. I want to make a contribution based on the you play.
Yes, sir. You should know that. Go ahead and make your point.
I don't know. I can't see. So I'm asking, is it the people?
I now understand you. Yes, sir, Moko. Yes, sir. I do apologize. I didn't realize.
Right.
So I want people to share the consciousness. YouTube, share the consciousness. Go ahead.
Right. So you want to know if it's a 1% get the land, and if it's the waterman. Well, you see, when we have to keep in tune at what is our development in our society.
Okay, sir.
That piece of land is given to Neil and Massey because the government is putting a roundabout there. And all the businesses that used to be the industrial estate on one side opposite the Center of Excellence, some of them have to move. So based on that, Neil and Massey got that piece of land over there, father understand, and that is where they're shifting their warehouse to, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay,
all right,
so thank you for the information.
No, I'm not finished yet, you see. You show me, you show me.
Caller, we have an next call. We have a next call, and as I always say, I appreciate your sentiments. And my time normally don't be long. So good morning. Thank you very much. Next caller. Morning, sir. Morning, caller. Oh, the call drop. So callers, I wish for you all, let's make our point. But as I always say, my timing is short, and I like to interact. 342-0081. 466-5391. I want to thank the caller for giving us the information as regards the property. But the bottom line, all that space was given. Go ahead, caller. Morning.
Hello?
Morning, caller.
Yes, good morning to you, sir.
Morning.
I'm sorry to hear Mr. Baratarian suddenly get blind. Anyhow, my call this morning is on parents to accept the responsibility.
Oh, sir, you hit the nail on the head. Go ahead.
We don't need a law to say children under 17 should stay home.
Oh, my,
okay. Ask themselves.
Okay.
With my son, with my daughter, who jumped through window, who jumped through back door.
Yes, sir.
Gone. Parents have to take that responsibility.
Yes, sir.
Not sit down and play TikTok whole night or watch movie whole night and don't supervise your children. If you can't supervise your children, you expect the state or anybody to supervise your children?
Thank you, sir. I get it. Thank you very much. 342-0081. 342-0081. 466-5391. And let me expand on what the caller just said. Are we aware, or is the minister aware that a 17-year-old is 1 year shy of becoming an adult? Let me repeat myself. Is the Minister of National Security, Mr. Fitzgerald E. Talbot Hines, aware that a 17-year-old is 1 year shy of being an adult? And more so, African youths. If there are 15 youths in every community who are doing wrong, how on God's given earth, although you said a letter was sent, sir, respectfully I make my points this morning, could you envisage or even bring forward in the public space a curfew? Hear my words, you know. A curfew for teens? I ain't living. I feel like dreaming. Morning, caller. Caller, morning.
Morning, Mr. Antoine.
A pleasant morning to you, my dear lady.
Just called to tell her good morning, right?
Morning.
You know who it is?
Yes, of course. It feels so good hearing your voice, eh? I feel good hearing your voice. Morning.
Yes. I just called to tell her good morning, eh?
I do appreciate, ma'am. Much appreciated. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I would elucidate some more on the statement made in the parliament with what allegedly look as the letter, which I don't know if it's fact or fiction, with a letter to put. I just wonder what is taking place in this country, you know. We put in so much plaster on sores. Here's the reason why we are where we are today with the youth. There are certain kinds of men. I would categorize men this morning There is something called shrimp. Shrimp live in a shell. A snail has a shell. And then there is a maracay or a turtle which has a shell. Which category of men are you? Are you, in terms of the three creatures I just called with shell? Some of us are spineless as fathers. We are spineless as parents. I speak to the fathers. Some of us have failed miserably in this country. Here's the reason where we are today. We want to talk a curfew to lock down teens. How could you lock down teens and make that statement when in a community of 500 teens, only about 10 is misguided? There are good teens in communities. So how is it we could make a statement or let that pass through our mental? How on God's given earth could that be said? I wonder at time what is taking place. Plaster on sores. Yes? It's time we deal with the problem. And before I get too emotional again, Director, I have one thing to play in there. This, ladies and gentlemen, share the consciousness. Designed for the new coat of arms, approved. Yes. The design of the new coat of arms is approved. I welcome this. I welcome this. But the coat of arms issue came up when there was a whole segment on constitutional reform. Where is the constitutional reform to hold honorable members, politicians, parliamentarians to order? We need constitutional reform. Come back to me, Director. You have a call? Good morning, caller. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Antoine.
Pleasant morning.
Pleasant morning to you and to Trinidad and Tobago. Mr. Antoine, I heard your statement and you talk about children under 17 under, right? And you're talking about 17. So that means that that child will be doing A levels. And from school, home. And a lot of time they're online. So why would a child be roaming the street after school? I'm staying on the line. Why would a child want to be roaming the street and the government want to protect you?
You saying you want me to answer?
Yes, I'm waiting. Yes, I'm waiting. Okay. I don't want you to say I run off.
Okay, ma'am. All right. Do you have children?
I have 2 adult children and 2 grandchildren.
Living in your house?
No, they live by their parents.
All right. When your children was living in your house, did they not abide or have to abide by your rules?
Of course.
I don't talk. That's it. Have a pleasant
No. But
ma'am, we tend to nip. I don't nitpick.
The Minister of National Security, and you are telling him that he should not put a curfew on 17 and under. And that's
ma'am, first of all, correction. Yeah. I never said, I told the National Security Minister, do not put a curfew. The National Security Minister indicated to the public in Parliament, as we saw him with a paper in his hand, said he got a letter from a parent. So he is letting us know what he got from the parent. He's never said, and I never say, but what I am saying, why is it why this should not never even come up, ma'am? Ma'am, what you are saying,
you have the record here. We're not arguing, we're discussing it. You said if the minister do not know that somebody under 17 is not 18. I could say it how I want, but
it's 1 year shall being an adult. So my point is, they are under parents' jurisdiction. When a child is in a parent's home, as you say, and as many of you all would say, that the children are under parents, and you all would blame the parent. You see, let me be straight with you, ma'am, if I have you online. Ma'am, you see people like you, is where we are today, because everything has some political.
I am not talking politics.
This is what you are because as far as I'm concerned, you're trying to defend Mr. Fitzgerald. He tell what times based on my statement. So I wouldn't entertain that. So, Director, let me say my say. I am saying there are people on this radio station, Steve Antoine, have good ears. And God has given us certain attributes which we can analyze people and their voices. And over the years, there are people who talking one thing over and over. I am not trying to vilify the honorable member, you know. I am saying that statement should have never even been said. How you could put a curfew on 4 17-year-olds who living in one house who won't given problem? So why do 3 have to suffer the consequence of a curfew because of one? Let it make sense. Where in God's given earth we want to put a curfew on teenagers in this country? And if I say I didn't say it before, let me say it now. The Honorable Minister of National Security said I never say that. Because he said, yeah, let that. That's what we say. We know we're in Parliament and we know, you see, we don't want to be real in this country. We only want to put plaster in salt for politicians. While the opposition start to talk about the 3 ships and the put-up-on, they're talking constitutional reform. They want to talk about constitutional reform where we'll put legislation in place to deal with the corrupted people who only want to thief out the matrimony and who want to give this one land, that one land, lease 99 acres here, give a whole beachfront, and the emancipation to live in an old house, yes? Ask me that question. Ask me why the Emancipation Committee living in an old, squatting old house, yes? I had to talk so. Because some people only like to counteract by trying to make you sound foolish by politicizing for their own political agenda. While the African youth are getting locked up by the 500 allegedly, yes? Because we know all the other races had a business running. This is what I'm trying to bring forward. Over the years, every day, they're making the money. But show me some business in this country where black people running the business all year wrong. And I ain't talking people that private, personal business, you know. I'm talking business where land was given. Given in the acreage to facilitate the culture, the Indians, the this one, the that one. Eh? While we stay one place and only want to fight for politicians in this country. Yes! I ain't come for nobody to like me. I come to talk the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And this is the truth as we speak. The Honorable Fitzgerald Talbot Hines, the Minister of National Security, want to put a curfew on 17-year-olds. How far-fetched? How far-fetched? And I'm saying that with respect to the Honorable Minister. Yes? Some of you all would know that and all will talk in one another ears about it, but all wouldn't say it. This is why we are where we are. We are accepting nothing. We are accepting nothing in this country. Share the consciousness. 3420081 4665391 is not a banter. I would like to hear your views and I like to develop on it. I ain't come here for notice and I ain't come here to be disrespectful to no one. I come to speak the truth of where we are today as a people. And who getting locked up in the 500? When you have 499 African, you might have 5 Indian. Ask me why. Morning, caller. Caller, good morning.
Good morning. But what you're talking on the radio, but then the emancipation people don't care about black people either.
Thanks for your call, ma'am. And I'm sure you are one of us. We don't care about ourselves. This is my point. You feel I don't know what I'm saying? You feel I don't know what we're saying? Some of us satisfied with getting a hamper for Christmas. Yes. We want to sit down on the block, watch young girls, what's the behind, shake we head. We smoking whole day, we selling nuts, ganja whole day, liming on a block. We don't know how to get up and get. Yes, and blaming this one and blaming that one. And want to put the National Security Minister to make a statement to say he want a curfew for young people. All you see about all your house. Fix all yourself. All the jellyfish men. All those who have no backbone, yes. You know those, the shrimp with the shell? The snail where you could mash and mash up, and then it have a turtleback man. You know he's a good turtleback man, a man with gumption and testicular fortitude. I could say it loud and clear. The Prime Minister, yes! And me are looking for friend. The Prime Minister have no friend with me. Who the hell is me? The Prime Minister is a man of testicular fortitude. He has a shell of a turtle. Not no shell or no snail when you mash it disintegrate. You know why? The Prime Minister makes decision in spite of who vex. In spite of who is vexed, he know he making decision for the country. Who vex, who this, who that. Popularity don't count in this country. Everybody is want to see what they want to see, and most of the election coming with all kind of foolish promises here, there, and everywhere. Well, I live in here. I could speak here. I never left here. I never left here. I always here. I'm conscious of what is happening here, so I could speak my truth with respect. And if I say something what the minister said, and I displeased, I could speak on it. I ain't not deceitful like some all in the PNM who only want to go along and get along. You know why? I could go in Balesi house when I want. I had the minister number. I had that minister number, so I could call him for an interview. So when Antoine talk, you call him to fact check him. But I talk the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The truth offend. Look at the videos. Go back and look at it. Share the consciousness. 3420081 4665391. I ain't come here for nobody to agree with me. Some would and some wouldn't. But I ain't no popularity contest to support this one to get views and support that one to get views. Social media news style. A pack of foolishness is being said for how much views. Look at social media today. Look where we are today. Yes, we have to be more realistic. Parents, fathers, if you have a snail back based on how you carry your home, try and get a back of a Morocco or a turtle. Deal with your house. Don't put the minister in parliament to talk about no child curfew, teen coach. How that would work out? How that would work out? So there's only in Lavantil and Beaton we go a curfew. It are areas where there are no foolishness taking place. Very minimal. Very, very minimal. And for callers to call to try to politicize the whole thing. Because of politics, this political acolytes as I describe them. I wouldn't get into details. All you know what I'm talking about. Yes. I have to be real in this country. I could never turn a blind eye to foolishness. I am a parent. As a matter of fact, this morning was one of my youngest child's birthday. 40 years, yes, this morning. Yes. 40. I called her and I wished her well. She sung lovely in my ear. And all my children, when they call me, you know, they answer the phone. Good morning, Daddy. Yes. Morning, Daddy. Oh, yes, sir. A level of respect. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Some of you all homes don't have that. But all I want to put the minister in a position to talk about teen curfew and want to agree with the foolishness of all you. Deal with all your house. A child is a child is a child. Respect is important. It's disrespect what is causing most of the gang thing in this country too. Respect is important. Deal with all your house. Don't depend on government to do them things for you. The government has the right to empower the citizens by moving the whole house up there. Yes, and the breakfast, those things. Some of that I said before, I want to reiterate. Satisfied with a hamper and a 10 days and these things and don't want to get up and get. I dey sell scrap iron and bottles. And the Prime Minister gives a directive to fix that. Up to now it ain't fix. But other places fixing. Up to now the Scrap Iron Dealers Association ain't fixes in its entirety. Allegedly so. Some men was being unscrupulous by stealing. Put laws in place to deal with them. And let people live. Put laws in place with parents. Or bring laws to tell people if you go in a place and you see 5 youths and you see 6 youths under 17 within a certain vicinity or environ, you question them. You put legislation, constitutional reform, yes. You put legislation in place to deal with that. Let me see your ID. What you doing here? Where you live? You're supposed to be in school? These things. But to put a curfew across the board and for people to could use the good self to question me on that? Well, they get real now, man. Let me wake up. This is 2025 and I will not flinch. Yes. I'm on my way out. This world is not my home. I'm just passing through. Good morning, caller. Caller, morning.
Morning.
Morning, sir.
Yeah, I'm trying. Morning.
Morning, sir.
Yeah, I don't know why when people.
Caller, you had to load down your radio. If you're getting a feedback, so you'll be puzzled. So drop your volume and make a contribution. Caller?
Right, you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can understand this parent writing a letter to the minister to ask them to make curfew for children. And but you see what happened? The parents smoking the marijuana in the house.
Yes, sir.
Parents,
yes, sir.
and they're not taking the responsibility
Yes,
over
sir.
their own children.
Yes, sir.
And they're taking the children and send them to buy the weed too. And all these things. When you the Prime Minister trying to be a vex, he going to it. A vex. That man trying every possible thing to help these people and help Trinidad and Tobago. And they still hate that man. They still want to kill him. Because they think I should have been some popularity competition or something.
Yes,
but
sir.
I'm telling you, it have to change and it's going to change later on.
Thank you, sir. We had a pandemic in this country. Some people talk all kind of foolishness. If the Prime Minister was a shellfish or a snail, you know how much of us would have been here today? But he take harsh measures. Hard times call for harsh measures. And when I say so, I don't mean no curfew for no teen, eh? So don't misconstrue. Harsh time for harsh measures. The Prime Minister was vilified, chastised, ostracized, name it. But he's a man, he have balls. Yes! He have balls. I ain't come to suck up to nobody. I'm talking the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. But there are people who will see situation, don't know it wrong, you know. Or you know it wrong. Like the SRC allegedly, at the 99th hour, all they raise money. Yes, all they raise money. You think it is in this country and people want to see that, but because of politics, politician, party and race, everybody just decide to accept because all they on that side, we accept that. And them on the other side, we ain't accept that. And the tit for tat continues, and we in the middle, everything remains the same. I can't understand that. 342-0081, 466-5391. Well, I realize my time is out. And as I say, we are under a state of emergency, and it extends for 3 months. Conscious talk. Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
You got bills to pay, and so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the street 919 FM.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the street